Hey, my friends, I'm Demetria, and I love talking on this channel about homeschooling and helping families to figure out how to parent your kids and to figure out how to incorporate homeschooling with your family routines. And I also talk about parenting. So one of the things that we parents go through is figuring out how to incorporate your work with your homeschooling. We have to work. Many of us have to work, and it's not fair to say that all homeschool families are the same and that we're all stay-at-home moms, because that's just not true for a larger majority of families now who are choosing the homeschool option. So I want to speak to that as we are now post-pandemic, and after 2020, I think a lot of the population woke up to homeschooling. And so there are more homeschoolers now than there ever have been. And I think there was a stigma in the past about homeschool families and what that actually looked like. And just so you know, we don't all stay home all day long and bake bread. Even though baking bread is fun, I have baked bread before, but that's not what we do. And we don't all sit at home and crochet. And none of these things are disparaging remarks, because I think all those things are super cool. If you can do those things, then do it. But I just think that there's been such a stereotype about what homeschoolers look like, act like, talk like, live like. And now that we have overcome a lot of those stigmas, for the most part, we're starting to wake up to the fact that homeschooling looks different. And I'm here to help dispel those myths. If you're watching this and you're wondering, what is this homeschooling about? Then it's just really about incorporating your lifestyle with an educational philosophy that fits your kids at that season of their life. And if homeschooling happens to be what fits your kid and you can incorporate it into your lifestyle, then homeschooling can work for you. So homeschooling is going to take on a very different flavor if you're a parent that works. And if both mom and dad work, or if you're single mom and you work, you're not going to be at home with your kids all day doing the traditional types of things that we think about when we're thinking of homeschooling. So you might not have all of your kids around the kitchen table and breaking out your books together every single day from 8 to 12 o'clock. You may not have the flexibility and the luxury for that kind of a lifestyle. So here are just a couple of tips I want to give you to help you. If you are having to go to work, clock in every day, and especially if your job is giving you like different schedules and shifts throughout the week, then you're going to have to figure out how to work the homeschooling around that. So my first thing is, if at all possible, make your mornings count. I like to call that a morning huddle. It's when you huddle with your kids and just give them a blessing for the day before you take off for work. You're just going to cement that moment with them that they're going to have a blessed day, you're going to be back, and they're going to spend some time together when you get back from work. So if they're at home with dad, or if they're with a relative, just whenever you're taking them over to the friend's house, the relative's house, or you're dropping them off at a co-op, or you're dropping them off at a school part-time for classes, or however you have to manage it, you are letting them know that this is our time to, just let me know if you have any prayer requests, like how can I pray for you? And I think it's a good time to start the morning, like letting your child know that you totally care and you hope they have a good day. So never send them off feeling, weird about how their day started. So I think that's important. Now, for those of you who are working from home, I probably should do a complete different video for that specifically, but I'm going to try to talk about that a little bit now. You're going to have to mix it up. So you're going to have to mix up your chunks of time teaching your kids and then chunks of time working. So figure out what those times are that you need to work and what times are best for your kids to be taught. And that's just knowing how your kids operate best. Their ages are going to have a big part to play in this, and how they're going to respond to your teaching at certain times of the day, how they're going to respond to their lessons. And that's why so many parents choose the morning hours to homeschool, because kids are fresh, their brains are ready to go, and because it's easier to teach them certain subjects first thing in the morning, like math. Research shows that kids are able to retain that information earlier in the morning, for especially for math and language arts. So that's why parents choose the morning hours. But if mornings don't work for you and your schedule, because you have clients that you have to work with at those times, then you can work around that and push that time up. But that's just something for you to figure out how to mix and match that time. So you're going to have to mix up your times that you're working for clients or that you have to get out of the house and go to work versus the times that you are working with your kids on their lessons. Again, if you're working from home, you have more flexibility, most likely. And so you may be able to work a schedule where when you have a break and you're not working for a client or you're not, doing something related to your work, that you can set aside maybe an hour that you can squeeze in between client calls or something, where you can just check in on your student and make sure that they're okay with their math worksheets or whatever they're working on. Previously, I've talked about time blocks. So on my business channel, I talk about that a lot for help for mompreneurs, and I'll leave a link to my business channel down here in the description box and possibly up here, so you can check out some of my videos about mompreneurs and how to help you with your time management. But time blocking is super important. So that goes along with the idea of mixing up your time. You have to have blocks of time that you're working. If you're a business, that you set aside for specific things in your business. And then it's not fair to try to overlap everything if you're working with your kids and you're working on business at the same time, because you can't give both your child and your business everything it needs at the same time. So that's why it's important to, even though you're mixing up your day and being flexible in your day and how you spend your time with work and homeschooling, you still need to have designated time blocks where you're focused only on the task at hand. So if you're talking with your kid, you're not also working on checking your email, right? So we just want to make sure we're blocking that time off just for work. So it's fair for you as an entrepreneur or a business person, that your business is going to do much better if you can focus your energy on your business. And then your homeschooling your kids will go so much better if they have your 100% undivided attention during that time. And if you're working, of course, you're going to be gone at work and your kids are going to be doing what they do. And when you're back from work, don't bring your work home with you if possible. Easier said than done. I know that's hard. I have worked stressful jobs before where coming home from work was very difficult to pull away from my work, just because I still had stuff I had to do to feed into my work for the next day. And if at all possible, if you can find work that doesn't require so much of your energy, where you're so taxed, that will be better for you, just for balance and stress-free lifestyle. That, especially if you're choosing to homeschool, you really need to have work that does not consume all of you, so you have that energy and time for your kids. So choose carefully when you choose jobs, and I'm speaking from experience. Choose very carefully. And then take breaks together, okay? When you are working from home, take breaks and then take them with your kids. You can have some time for yourself, but take some time with your kids, and that shows them that you care for not only just their academics, but maybe you're going to walk to the park together, or maybe you're going to take them for, a movie matinee or something fun. Maybe you're going to go swing by the mall or swing by the store together and get them a treat at a yogurt store, at a yogurt shop or ice cream shop. Just spend a little time just connecting with them outside of teaching them their lessons, because that gets really old. And if that's the only kind of interaction they're having with mom and dad, it's it just becomes a drudgery and a bore and laborious, and your kids start to not like being with you if that's what you're going to bring to the table, right? You want to have fun. You're a family, so you want to incorporate fun. And sometimes you have to do that on purpose, so you get into the habit of remembering, oh yeah, even though I'm homeschooling, I'm not on homeschool duty all day. I'm a mom and these are my kids, and I'm supposed to be trying to at least enjoy this parenting journey with my kids. 2 more tips. Next to the last one is to be flexible, because in all that we do in life as homeschool moms and parents, we have to be flexible. Otherwise, life will just consume you, because if you don't think about how to give yourself flexibility, then you're always going to feel kind of rigid and stuck in a rut and not feeling like you're able to keep up, like you're in a rat race and trying to just keep up with your task. Life is always going to be overwhelming in terms of all the things that we're required to do, that we have to keep up with. So it's better to look at it from the perspective of flexibility and just say, I can only do what I can do for today, and let me just relax into what I can do. And if I can't do it, then it's for tomorrow or another day, because God puts no more on us than we can bear. So if you're feeling overwhelmed, just remember that He doesn't intend for you to break in your situation. So try to keep a spirit of flexibility. And then lastly, take care of yourself. As moms and dads, but especially women that I talk to on this channel, it's very important that we remember that we're important. We matter. And so get your bubble bath, get your tea, your coffee, your whatever it is that makes you, maybe not coffee, but whatever makes you unwind and comfortable, your favorite drink. Have a time set aside for the day to do your favorite things, read a book, just enjoy your life, right? Enjoy your life. And so that's all I have for you today. I hope this is helpful for you as a homeschool mom, and I'll come to you with more advice like this and encouragement as I go through my journey this year as a part-time homeschool mom. Talk to you later. Bye.